Hi everybody, Sean McGinnis with 312digital.com. I'm here at SOBCon and I had to introduce you to a friend of mine named Angela Maiers. You can find her at Angela, Maiers.com. Angela, welcome to 312 Digital.
Thanks, Sean. Great to meet you and great to be here.
Yeah, so one of the incredible stories I heard at SOBCon this week was your story on the way in from Iowa. Angela's from Iowa. We're in Chicago, and I'm here. And the first day I met her, she was despondent.
Yes.
So tell us all about what happened while you were trying to come to Chicago.
On the first day of meeting, and I'm a very happy person. But I've been traveling a lot, and this was the end of a trip of 3 weeks long on the road and switching airplanes and airports. And a very long story short, I did something I swore I'd never do, and I left my baby. I have two babies at home, but this baby, my laptop, on the airplane.
Oh no.
Yes. And so immediately I recognized it. I'm at O'Hare, which is, you know, oh so accommodating to passengers in need.
Sure, sure.
And so I'm trying to find a gate agent, and that wasn't successful, and I'm running all around, and they sent me to the bottom of O'Hare, and I had to wait in line. I'm freaking out. And in the meantime, the plane left for Philadelphia, and then it went to Pittsburgh or somewhere else. So my laptop, which I don't even know officially is on the plane because the plane probably has 10 seats of people,
sure.
And who knows, they obviously didn't clean it before it went out, so I don't even know if it's on the plane because no one can give me information because it's in the air. So then I spent the next 2 hours just trying to get a hold of a human being at the airport, and after 77, nope, I can't do anything, and I'm like, do I go to O'Hare, do I come back, what do I do? And so this goes on for about 6 hours. I finally got a human being there in baggage claim, and still didn't know because he kept saying, I'll call you back, and then he didn't. So every 15 minutes I'm like, okay, are you calling me back now? And so
let's pause for a second and tell everybody why it was so important for you to actually have your laptop, right?
Yes. So I have this really important conversation coming up. I work with educators, and I'm very passionate about my mission with restoring passion in teachers' hearts and in kids' hearts and in schools. And I had the amazing opportunity to do a co-keynote with my friend and colleague Steve Farber, who's speaking at SOBCon. And so it was the first time we merged our bodies of work, his newly re-energized Radical Leap and Radical and Greater Than Yourself framework, and then I just wrote a framework on a passion-driven school. And so I had done all that the night before, and all of our presentations were on the laptop. We have this virtual conference, and the keynote's at 9 a.m. And
how many people are supposed to be on the conference call?
Several hundred. So, yes.
So there's several hundred people queued up in the queue, waiting for you and Steve, and there's no content.
I had not yet told Steve that I had lost our presentation.
Oh my gosh.
So I was just a hair slightly stressed.
Yes.
And so I'm like, okay. And so then I got the human at O'Hare and couldn't get him to call back. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm literally desperate. I'm so tired from sleep, and I can't think because the keynote was this morning.
Right.
And so finally, I'm like, okay, my message is believing in the power of people. I mean, that's really that. Whether I'm talking about how to be successful on the web or how to be successful in the classroom, it comes down to human relationships, and it comes down to believing and trusting in the best of one another.
Right.
And so at this desperate moment of delirium, I just hailed a cab in the middle of Chicago on Michigan Avenue, and this amazing man, Rohid Mohammed was his name, and he pulled up, you know, thinking I'm going to normally just get in the cab and tell him to take me to some restaurant or bar, and I jumped in the front seat, and I said, I need your hand. And he's like, oh my gosh. I go, give me your hand. So I have to borrow your hand, Sean, because I said, you are about to have my life in your hands. And he's like, ma'am, are you okay? Do I need to take you to the hospital? I go, nearly you might have to, but, and I say, here's the deal. my baby, and he's like, your baby? I go, my computer baby is lost at the airport, and I think someone found it, but I'm not sure, and I've got this presentation to get ready, and I cannot make an hour trip to O'Hare and back. I can't do it, so I'm gonna ask you to go to O'Hare and bring my baby back to me. And I know that you have no reason to understand the gravity of this, but my message tomorrow is about trust and belief in the best of human beings. So, I trust you, and I believe in you, and I know that you could go off with my computer, and that would be way more than the amazing tip I'm going to give you. But I trust you, and I will see you back here in an hour. And so he rides off into my sunset, and I'm like, okay, what did I just do? So I go back in the hotel, and the hotel concierge are, did you get his cab number? I went, shit, I forgot that. And they're like, well, that's okay. Do you have his phone number? And I went, shit, damn, I don't have his phone number. I'm like, but I believe in him. And he's like, they're like, lady, you are an idiot. Like, okay, they're like, good luck getting your computer back. I go, no, I looked in this man's eyes. I believe in him. And literally about half an hour later, I get a call, and he's like, Angela, I'm almost there. I'm almost got it in my hands. And then he gets to the airport, and he calls me when it's in his hand. He's like, I have your baby. I've got your baby in my hand. Is this the identification of your baby? And so he takes a picture of my computer, and I'm like, it's my baby. He's like, I have it in my hands. I will bring it. I will be right there. Like 10 minutes before he gets to the hotel, I'm almost up. I'm almost there. I'm going to be there in just a minute. Are you okay? Are you going to be okay? So it's at this time, like 1 in the morning. I'm literally delirious. I'm in my pajamas at this point now. I'm like, I don't care. And so the most beautiful scene, which of course I didn't have a camera for, which is another story, is if you can remember the scene in Pretty Woman where Richard Gere's waiting on the balcony and he just hands his beautiful princess this bouquet of roses. He was standing by the side of his cab with his legs crossed like this, like,
I'm waiting for you. Yeah,
I'm waiting. And then I just completely broke down like a maniac in tears, just holding him, like, and then he looks at me and goes, Angela, am I going to be in your speech tomorrow? I go, hell yes, you're going to be in my speech tomorrow. And so now I have his phone number, and of course I went to take a picture of us, and I pulled out my phone, and my phone was dead, and I left the cord at the restaurant. And so the cord I have to pick up sometime before I leave, near not emergency level, but that is the story.
And what a great story
my
it is.
trip.
So what's the moral of the story?
The moral is, if you lead with the belief that individuals, 99.9999%, are fundamentally good and they want to do right by people and that they're trustworthy, amazing, humane individuals, you have no idea what they will do above and beyond for you, even beyond a $150 tip, which I gave him, but I don't care. So, yeah.
The best story at SOBCon so far for me. I love it.
And you can't even make it up. Like, you cannot make up somebody being this stupid.
But the moral of the story is perfectly in line with what your beliefs are, what your mission is, and what you're teaching.
That's right.
So that's awesome.
All right.
I love you. Thanks,
Sean.
Angela. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.